I just want to really emphasize that during this time, it is our responsibility to educate ourselves. I don't know anything. Racism and systematic racism is not a topic I have touched on in school beyond the civil rights movement and learning about slavery in high school, middle school. But other than that, I have not taken the steps to educate myself that I could have leading up to this. But here we are now, and now I'm going to use this as an opportunity to educate myself and to start reading the books that I was uncomfortable reading or didn't feel were necessary. And I strongly encourage you all to do the same. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I hope this book haul today inspires you to go out and maybe start looking for books about the topic of racism, the topic of inequality, the topic of the justice system, the topic of education. My goal when thrift shopping was to find these books, and I am so excited that I was able to not only find books about that, but also find books about health topics that I'm also interested in, addiction, and I can't wait to share it with you guys, and let's just jump into it. I straight up have a book buying problem, but the problem is that they're so cheap. I think I spent $20 or less on all these books, and you're gonna see how many books I got, and you're gonna be like, oh wow, oh wow. The first book is Young People and Drugs. You heard that right, folks. I am super interested in substance abuse prevention and any topic relating to addiction. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, the next book I got is The Lady and the Panda, The True Adventures of the First American Explorer to Bring Back China's Most Exotic Animal. This is a biography about Ruth Harkness, and she goes and she gets a baby panda. I don't really know why she gets the baby panda. I'm sure we'll find out. The next book I got, don't judge me, I know it sounds cheesy, Nature's Cancer Fighting Foods. So this book not only talks about like foods that are cancer fighting, but it also provides recipes for different little meals you can do. Miso glazed carrots, Patricia's lemon red lentil soup, Brussels sprouts and ginger plum glaze. That sounds good. The next book I got is also a health related book, and it is called Interoception, and it is about how to self-regulate your body, like your thirst, your breathing rate. It's the 8th sense, I suppose. The next book I got is totally out of my comfort zone and looks like a book my dad would read, but I was like, you know what? It's the time to be put out of your comfort zone. It's All the Shah's Men, An American Cope and the Roots of the Middle East Terror. I sound so dull right now. My voice is literally like, I haven't drank much water today. You know what? Maybe I should do that. Hold on. The next book I got is another health book, and it's called When the Brain Can't Hear, Unraveling the Mystery of Auditory Processing Disorder. This is not a book I would ever imagine myself picking up really. Like, I've never thought to myself, like, I want to know more about auditory processing disorders. The next book I got is The Buddha is Still Teaching, Contemporary Buddha Wisdom. This book looked really interesting, and I love the messages that are practiced and preached within Buddhism, and yeah, probably one of the better organized religions out there. No tea, no shade. The next book I got is Herbs for Your Health. When I had TikTok during quarantine, I was really into the witch talk. One of the main topics that they talk about on witch talk is herbalism, and I was like, oh, I'm really fascinated by that, and I would really love to learn about that. And I just like I had books like on my list that I was ready to buy, but then I was like, I'm just gonna wait, and I'm glad I did because I found this. I also found a second herbalism book, and it is Complete Herbal. Same spiel, witch talk, herbs. Wanted to learn more. Super happy I waited and found these 2 books. The next book I got is Good Neighbors, Communicating with Mexicans. I'm just gonna read the back because I don't really know how to describe it any better way. History has decreed that the United States and Mexico be linked by powerful economic, political, and cultural ties, yet the people of the 2 countries differ immensely in what they believe, how they behave, how they think, and the way they perceive the world. It was the author's original intent in writing Good Neighbors to eliminate those differences and provide guidelines for effective communication. That aim is now even more fully realized in the new and substantially revised edition. I mean, fuck yeah, right? If there's ever a time to start learning about loving all of your neighbors, it's now. It's like a great book and I'm so excited. The next book is also about addiction, but like the title really got me. It's called Good News for the Chemically Dependent and Those Who Love Them. It was literally only like 40 cents. I'm so excited about the next book. It is called Stones into Schools, Promoting Peace Through Education in Afghanistan and Pakistan. The next book is called Why Do Men Have Nipples? Hundreds of questions you'd only ask a doctor after your third martini. Looked pretty good. I was like,
wait, why do men have nipples?
Good question. Why do you get bags under your eyes when you are tired? Why do you laugh when tickled? Where does gas go when you can't fart? Dude, hell yeah. The next book I got seems really morbid and out of my comfort zone, but I got it anyway. It's called The Education of a Coroner, and I'm not really sure how to explain it, so again, I'm just gonna read the back to you real quick. Marin County, California is a study in contrast. Its natural beauty attracts celebrity residents and thousands of visitors every year. Yet the county is also home to San Quinto State Prison, one of the largest penitentiaries in the United States. Marin ranks in the top 1% of counties nationwide in affluence and overall health, but it is far above the norm in the prevalence of alcoholism and frequency of drug overdoses. Marin residents also account for a notable percentage of deaths of suicides from the luminous orange Golden Gate Bridge. Death is everywhere in this dramatic landscape. Looks good. I know I'm 13 books in, but the next book I got is called Over My Tracks. It is written by Evelyn Crawford as she tells the life of an Aboriginal family as it was in the 1930s and as it is now. When I first picked this up, I thought it was about Aboriginals in the United States, but it's actually about Aboriginals in Australia, which is really cool because I was just talking about how I wanted to learn more about them last night. That's so cool. This is gonna be a really great book. I'm so excited about this book. The next book I got is called The Prize, Who's in Charge of America's Schools? To summarize it best, this book is a riveting drama of our times encompassing the rise of celebrity politics, big philanthropy, extreme economic inequality, the charter school movement, and the struggles and triumphs of schools in one of the nation's poorest cities. So it's a lot about education. Again, I've been wanting to learn more about education and the education system in general, and it seems like a pretty good place to kind of start dipping my toe into, you know? The next book I got is Women Scientists. It's literally just a book about a bunch of different women scientists, and can't wait to learn all about these badass females. The next book I got is The Woman in the Shaman's Body, Reclaiming the Feminine in Religion and Medicine. Some of the key things that are talked about in this book are the key role of body wisdom in women's eroticism and shamanic trance and ecstasy, the female forms of dream witnessing, vision questing, and use of hallucinogenic drugs. Is that how you say that? Okay. Shamanic midwifery and the spiritual powers released in childbirth and monthly female cycles, and gender shifting and male-female partnership and shamanic practices. This looks so good, and it's a topic I know nothing about, and I'm so excited to learn all about it. And there's a bunch of really great like visuals in it as well, and just looks like a really good book. I can't wait. The next book I got is a book that I never really thought I would read, but I was in the bookstore and someone recommended it to me, and I found it yesterday for like $1, so I was like, oh, I guess I'll get it. And it is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. This book is about this man who dies, and when he awakes, he is in the afterlife where he learns that heaven is not the lush Garden of Eden, but a place where your earthly life is explained to you by 5 people who were in it. These people may have been loved ones or distant strangers, yet each of them changed your path forever. Looks really good. The next book in this haul is From Freedom to Slavery, The Rebirth of Tyranny in America. Again, I'm not really sure how to best summarize it, so I'm gonna read a little bit from the jacket. From Freedom to Slavery is destined to become a classic for the eloquent case that it makes that we have delivered our freedoms to a new master, the corporate and governmental conglomerate. Wow, honestly, even reading that, I still don't really know what it's about, but someone annotated it and I'm happy about that. I like seeing what other people like felt were as important. And also in this book, it's really cool. There are 2 newspaper clippings that were left in the book. There's this one, and it has an article called "Attorneys in Harassment Lawsuit Against Clinton Engaged in Wake of Conservatives Group's Search." I don't really know what that's about, but I'm gonna read that. And "A Thoughtful Voice on Violence" is on the back of that as well. I think they really meant for the first front part to be like, I don't know. This is like, I love finding little things like this in books. This one is about Jerry Spence for the People, and he's the one who wrote this book. So maybe they were like doing a project on this book. Maybe they're just really into Jerry Spence. I don't know, but I love finding things like that in books. The next book I got, and I promise it's almost over, is called "Guilty: The Collapse of the Criminal Justice System." That's pretty much it. That's what it's about. The next book I got is by Toni Morrison, and it is The Bluest Eyes. It is about a little girl. She prays for her eyes to turn blue so that she will be as beautiful and beloved as all the blonde, blue-eyed children in America. The little girl's life, Akala's life, does change in a painful, devastating way. This looks really sad, really eye-opening. I have not read anything by Toni Morrison yet, but I'm really excited to start this one, and this seems like a really good place to start. For the 20th time this video, I'm so excited to read it. 2 more. Actually 3, but Aaron's borrowing one. The next book I got is called Unequal Childhoods: Class, Race, and Family Life. This is I think this is actually like a textbook for the University of California, Berkeley. When I opened it last night, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't check the font. Like, the font is really small. Like, I don't have bad eyes or anything, but like, I was like, oh god, like, small font is small font. This book is written by a sociologist, and she basically talks about racism, family life, class issues, everything that's really relevant right now, you know? Last but not least, Streetwise: Race, Class, and Change in an Urban Community. I don't really have to explain, you know? I think you know what it's about. It's going to be a great book to read. Wow. This book was originally $13. I got it for $1. I'm really excited about this book. I'm really excited about all my books. I'm excited to further educate myself on issues within the United States and within different classes and races. I hope you all join me in this journey of finding new books to read by Black authors, talking about these problems, talking about privilege, talking about systematic racism. And I hope that we can all be united as one and hopefully not have to be talking about the same issues that have been going on since the 1900s. As someone said to me the other night, we've been leading protests. We've been trying. We are old now. We are the young people. We are the ones who have the fire and the energy to lead these things. And if you lead, people will follow. Do not overshadow Black voices. Do not pretend to understand what they are going through. However, stand with them. Educate yourself. Educate yourself so that you can educate your friends and families better. And just be a good person. Don't forget to be kind. Don't forget to be nice. Don't forget to just be a good person. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please check out some of the links I have down below. If you'd like to order any books, please consider doing it through the link I have down below for the fine print. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.